Right, welcome back to Kendo's Pick. This week we're going to pick up right where last week left off, and that's spotlighting none other than the Richie boy Briar Wellington. Let's jump into the match.
Main event of the evening, and is a Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification match for the JCW Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first the challenger. Being accompanied to the ring by Truth Martini and Butler Jeeves. He's from Beverly Hills, Michigan. Weighing in at 215 pounds, the Richie boy, Briar Wellington.
All right, so the Richie boy is going to come out, and the Richie boy is accompanied by Truth Martini and Butler Jeeves. This match is going to be for the JCW World Heavyweight Championship. Now, the champion at the time is very controversial, and I know this match I might catch some heat for just by putting this person even in anything, but if anybody knows me, they know that I'm not one to steer from the truth or the past, whether it be history, dirty history, whatever. I'll cover it all. So, Richie boy's opponent, the champion at the time, again, you'll see here in just a minute who that's going to be. I did forget to mention this match took place at Up in Smoke sometime in 2011. I want to say May of 2011.
He's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Here we go.
Weighing in at 243 pounds, he's the current JCW Heavyweight Champion of the World, Corporal Robinson.
Belt with him at all times. He's gonna fuck you up.
All right, so this is Corporal Robinson. Any longtime Juggalo, longtime JCW fan, shout outs to Roddy Hogan, who was just in the crowd there. Kind of lost my train of thought, but Roddy Hogan and the Kings of Status. RIP Roddy Hogan for starters. Fucking Roddy Hogan was a part of JCW at one point, a huge lifelong fan who is now resting easy in Shangri-La. Also, the Kings of Status, which you might have noticed before in previous videos, the Kings of Status are a well-known faction in the JCW world. So shout outs to them as well. That's actually where senior referee Jeff the Ref came from, was the Kings of Status. Fun fact. Anyway, Corporal Robinson, man. Corporal Robinson was, I don't even know how to compare Corp to anything, but like, I guess Corp would be to JCW what Stone Cold was to WWE in the Attitude Era. And this was of Corporal Robinson's era, mind you. Corporal Robinson, in a nutshell, did a lot of juggalos dirty. He took his position of power and abused it, and basically ripped off a bunch of people, sold a bunch of fake gathering tickets. We'll leave it at that. I don't condone that type of action, obviously, but I will say, as somebody who has struggled with addiction myself, I know what addiction can do, and Corp has, and had at least, I can't say for sure nowadays, but at least in the past I know, Corp had a very bad problem with pain addiction, painkillers, and addiction is a son of a bitch, and I'm not making excuses by any means, but you just got to keep that in mind. As for Corporal Robinson now, I do not know. Well, anyway, this match is going to start off, and Richie Boy was pretty much afraid to get in there, but Corp brought him in the hard way. You know, again, I don't want to fucking get too deep into it, but with Corporal Robinson, you know, basically he sold the fake gathering tickets to a lot of juggalos. He took his position of power and abused it completely. But again, like I said, you know, addiction is a son of a bitch, and Corp had a huge painkiller problem. He still may, who knows, I don't know. I quit following his career after he did the Juggalos dirty. But anyway, you can't show the history of JCW without showing all the history, whether it be clean or dirty. So here we have Corporal Robinson, who was the champ at the time, Juggalo favorite at the time. Corp was over with the Juggalo so hard because he was a Juggalo, and you know he just let addiction get the better half of him. Anyway, him versus the Richie Boy, and Richie Boy was still pretty agile at this time, I would say. So this was a really good match. Leading up to this match, Corp has been trying to get his hands on the Richie Boy for many, many months. Richie Boy just ducking and dodging and or using his millions and millions of dollars at his disposal to avoid having to fight Corporal Robinson. I do believe he paid off a few people, mercenaries, if you will, to basically handle his business, that business being Corporal Robinson. So this match basically was a lead up for a few months, and this was some long awaited payback / revenge for Corporal Robinson. And basically, Commissioner Violent J said that if Richie Boy did any fuckery or tried to get out of this match in any way, shape, or form, he would basically be suspended and would have no other shot at the title. But as you can see, there's still going to be fuckery because Truth Martini is out there, as well as Butler Jeeves. And of course, they're going to do whatever they can to put that title, or help put that title, on the Richie Boy. Richie Boy laying it in there. Referee, I do believe that's senior referee Drew Taylor. Yeah, I do believe that's who that is. But he's trying to take control, but there wasn't much fucking control back in those days with JCW. Nice suplex. Only gets a 2 count on Corp. Corp ain't gonna go down like that. He was no bitch for sure. He might be a bitch, but he was no bitch in the ring. Delivering a nice lariat there to Richie Boy. I'm pretty sure Richie Boy does get color. Look, nice little suplex from Corp there, you know, eye for an eye, if you will. But yeah, what I was saying is, I do believe that the Richie Boy gets color in this match. And with his bleach blonde hair, it looks fucking extra fresh. Another fucking big time suplex. The Juggalos in attendance are fucking getting behind Corp for sure. Like I said, Corp was a big favorite back then, you know. He was the heavy Juggalo favorite. Well, you know, him and Tony, Too Tough Tony's, you know, been around since back then too. Even, I think Tony was around before Corp. So, yeah, you know, Tony was always a big, heavy Juggalo favorite as well. I mean, how can you not be? When Tony comes down and delivers the fucking shot to everybody ringside to start his match, I mean, how can you not love that? Cool thing about Corp, too, and I might do another Corporal Robinson match later on down the road. He used to come out with Violent JJ, who was Commissioner Violent J's son. And Violent JJ was a young kid back then, and he used to come out and he would get in the ring and get live as fuck. And that shit was dope. I think sometimes he would even get involved in the action, you know, maybe tossing Corp a chair. Nice little fucking chair-to-chair action there. And as you can see, Butler Jeeves was being a fucking bitch. Again, jumping in, getting involved. Now, what's going to happen next, I'm not sure if it happens right now, but, yeah, no, it's not going to happen just yet, so I'll wait till that goes down. Looks like Richie Boy trying to get the fuck out the way. Yeah, but there it is. I think those double chairs are what busted open the Richie Boy. And now you can see that almost crimson mask. I'd say a third of a crimson mask, if you will. Vicious DDT there. You would think that would be it. 1, 2, no. And it looked like Butler Jeeves was out there with some fuckery pulling the legs of fucking Corp. I don't think that really mattered, though. I think Richie Boy kicked out. Yeah, the fucking that blonde hair with the blood looks extra fresh. Here it is. So Jeeves gets involved again, and Commissioner Violent J ain't having none of that shit. He's got his axe. His axe is his buddy.
Butler Jeeves, butt plugger Jeeves.
Oh, butt fucker.
I told your bitch ass to stay out of this match. I told you 2 weeks ago this would be a fair and square one-on-one confrontation. So Butler Jeeves, get your bitch ass to the back.
Kick rocks, Jeeves.
Robinson.
Jay, fuck this bitch. Adding to the match. Let me beat the fuck out of both of them.
What? He's gonna beat the fuck
Put
out
him
of both
in
of
the
them.
match. You don't want me to fuck him up?
What's calling it a favorite handicap match? Three-way dance, handicap match?
Juggalos want it.
The Juggalos are
So let me get this straight. You want to make this a three-way dance? Do you want to see Corp take them both on?
I do.
Butler Jeeves, get your wrestling panties on, bitch. Because this is now a three-way dance.
All right, here we go. So fucking Corp was like, fuck that. I've had enough of this bullshit. I've been dealing with these assholes for fucking months now. Go ahead and put Jeeves in the match. And this is now going to be a three-way match. So it's going to be Butler Jeeves versus Corporal Robinson versus the Richie Boy Briar Wellington. Winner takes the title. Now, if you've been following my series here, you might know what's about to happen. I'm not going to tell you what's about to happen, but we've covered it, we've talked about it, and it's about to happen. Well, anyway, now that this is a three-way dance, and it feels like Butler Jeeves is just afraid to get his ass in there, so he's going to take his sweet-ass time while he gets undressed and gets into his wrestling attire or his wrestling panties, as Commissioner Violent J stated. Meanwhile, the Richie Boy is just going to get the fucking beat down. It just seems like Corp is enjoying himself at this point, beating down the Richie Boy, as he should. Like we said prior, this was a few months lead up to this. Richie Boy had been ducking and dodging, hiring mercenaries, doing sneak attacks, whatever he could to avoid Corporal Robinson, and now Corp is getting that fucking long-awaited sweet, sweet revenge with the double coconut knockers. Boom! Knocks both men out on the fucking asses. And again, man, I really fucking love the fucking blood on fucking Richie Boy with his hair that fucking bleach blonde. I just can't get over it. There go Rowdy Hogan in the crowd again. And here go the Kings of Status. I was talking about the Kings of Status earlier. The Kings of Status, you can't talk about JCW without talking about the Kings of Status, because just like anything Juggalo related, including JCW, a lot of the times it's the Juggalos that make it so goddamn fresh, and they were part of that, including senior referee of JCW Lunacy, Jeff the Ref, who was part of the Kings of Status, which I do believe you see him here in just a second. Out there was his crown. Also, Roddy Hogan was in the crowd too. Shout outs to Roddy, R.I.P. who was on JCW at one point and was a lifelong JCW fan. But now Jeeves and the Richie Boy, it seems like, are getting some fucking payback on Corp. You know, now that it's 2-on-1, it's a little bit easier, and I do believe Truth Martini even gets involved a little bit. So they're just going to put the fucking beat down on Corp, but Corp fires back. Butler Jeeves, again, like I said in previous videos, Butler Jeeves was just that, a butler. He was not a wrestler, so he had no business being in any type of match whatsoever. But here he is. Looks like these gentlemen are going to get ready to take it back to the ring. Richie Boy barely making it over that barricade. Looks like Jeeves is going to get put over the hard way. Yup, Corp's going to fucking dump him right over there. Boom. Things of status there, giving him a hand, it looks like. They're always down to help out the champ. Again, as I've stated in previous videos, some of the audio is a little rough, and video I cut out the commentary because some of the commentary doesn't age well. Shaggy, 2 Dope, and KG weren't too terribly bad on commentary. 3D and Guido, on the other hand, that shit did not age well at all, and it's probably just better left cut out. That's why I did this. But I try to leave some of the audio in, you know, some of the crowd reactions, because some of it's really good. Looks like fucking Richie Boy and Jeeves trying to get the better half of Corp again here. Corp's still not going to let it happen again. This is for the World Heavyweight title. 3-way dance now. Winner takes the fucking championship. Corporal Robinson does get it back in the ring now. Nice big super kick to fucking Richie Boy. I think Jeeves is going to get himself one too. Yup, one for Butler Jeeves. And here we go, setting him up for that boot camp. Boot camp, bitch. Hell yes, for those of you who are not familiar, that is the finisher of Corporal Robinson. And I'm sorry I get excited, but I was once a big fan of fucking Corporal Robinson. And hopefully he got fucking well, man. Hopefully he's not addicted anymore. And it looks like he's going to set up the fucking Richie Boy for it, but Richie Boy blocks it. Nice Death Valley driver. Not enough energy to get the 3, though. He fucking bounced to the ropes. I think he might have fucking been able to get that 3 count had he quickly covered, but I think he's going to go for this moonsault. Boom! Big moonsault, but nobody home. That's right. Corp was a little fucking ready for that shit. Well scouted. Again, like I said last week, I'd love to see the Richie Boy fucking do that. Here we go. Boot camp. Boom! Yeah, I'd love to see the Richie Boy trying to fucking do that moonsault now. I'm not saying that he can't. I'm just saying his age is never anyone's friend. So now that fucking Richie Boy is pretty much out of commission, Corp's just playing with him at this point. You know, he hit that boot camp. He probably could have got the 1, 2, 3 and wrapped it up, but instead, no. He wants to inflict a world of fucking pain on the Richie Boy. As I've said several times now, this was months and months in the working. He had been ducking and dodging and doing whatever he could to avoid Corporal Robinson. So now Corp's going to take his sweet time and just fuck the Richie Boy up. Here we go. A nice big pile driver on the fucking stage. Oh my God. Somebody check his neck. So now the Richie Boy is officially out of commission. You would think Corp would go wrap it up. Maybe go in there, hit another boot camp on Jeeves for the 1, 2, 3. But no. Corp wants to fucking punish him. This is about fucking payback. This is about months and months of fucking agony trying to get his hands on the Richie Boy. But just like in the past, what the Richie Boy has been doing. Richie Boy uses that fucking millions and millions of dollars that he has. And what he does is he hires people similar to what happens with Shane Mercer nowadays. But this time it was Congo Kong who got his pockets laced with the money of the Richie Boy. And just like for the past few months, Richie Boy has been using his wealth to take advantage of Corp. Big time fucking choke slam from the stage all the way to the floor through the goddamn table. Could we see the Richie Boy Briar Wellington finally become the JCW World Heavyweight Champion? I think it's about to happen. No spoilers though. Congo Kyle's gonna roll him into the ring. Briar Wellington is still fucked up from getting spiked out on a fucking ramp. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He can barely get to his feet. He's super fucking hazy. He don't know where the fuck he's at. And could this be, if you remember from previous videos, as I stated earlier, Butler fucking Jeeves was able to become the JCW World Heavyweight Champion on a fluke. And this is how it happened. Here's your fucking winner, Butler Jeeves, the new JCW World Heavyweight Champion.
Your winner,
What has happened?
JCW
Even Troop Martinez,
champion, Butler
Jeeves.
Alright, I hope you guys like this one. I know Corp is, like I said in the video, a bit controversial. And, you know, most juggalos aren't down with Corp. Hell, I'm not down with people stealing. But, you know, you can't cover JCW's history without all of JCW. Anyway, next week we'll be back with some more Richie Boy Briar Wellington. And then I think after that we might mix it up and throw in the story of Jeeves. So stick around for that. Till then, fuck the fuck off, bitches.